Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Joe Edwards, the returning Joe Edwards. Wolverhampton Wanderers reporter Joe Edwards. We missed you yesterday. We missed you. Wolves missed you. I missed you. But you're back. You're back for the crazy deadline day, mate. Loads of deals, left, right, and centre. Been non-stop of your phone. Let's discuss today then. Let's discuss today. No incomings, Joe, as of October the 5th. But one. I'm not going to say major outgoing, but one decent outgoing.
Yeah, so Wolves happy with
so far as of 5:15
yeah.
PM.
So Wolves are happy with the business that they've done this summer in terms of incomings they've made. It's been a busy summer, hasn't it? Really, club record on Fabio Silva, then Nelson Semedo coming in from Barcelona, Vitina, Marçal, Hoover, Nouri on Sunday as well.
Who?
Nouri. Right.
Okay. Did you watch the pronunciation video? Did you?
Well, that's me taking a stab in the dark. Could be completely wrong.
Okay.
But, so they're happy with what they've done, and deadline day is centred around getting a few fringe players out, and the big departure is Ruben Vinagra's move to Olympiacos. It's one we expected, but initial loan deal. And they've got the option to make it permanent next summer for around £22.5 million. So that would be...
They're not spending that money, mate. They're not spending £22 million Olympiacos.
Well, it would be a significant outlay for them, and you'd got to think a move would be dependent on European qualification, something like that. But I think if he does well, particularly well in Greece, then they could kind of take the option to make that deal permanent, then to try and sell him on again. I think that is something that could be in the works. So
I hate clubs that do that, mate. Hate clubs that do that.
Yeah, never heard of that, have we? So yeah, it's Vinagre having a fresh start, and I think all of us having seen his recent displays, I think it's best move for all parties. Really, he's a player that had such great potential and still has great potential, but I think he hasn't quite come on as everybody has thought he would have done, and they've got a new lad in Nouri, so I think it's a winner for everyone, and hopefully he can revitalise his career in Greece.
Yeah, Vinagre was saying kind of his goodbyes on a tweet yesterday to Wolves fans. Do you think that it's fairly likely that we've seen the last of him in a Wolves shirt, or can you see a future for him at Wolves potentially?
I'm leaning towards saying it's the last time we've seen him in a Wolves shirt. Really, you're looking at that left wing back position now. The Nouri's coming in very highly rated. Of course, that's an initial loan deal as well, which could become a permanent £20 million transfer. But if he turns out to be anything like they expect him to be, then they will make that deal permanent. So you've got him, you've got Johnny Otto to come back from injury, you've got Fernando Marçal there who can cover in that left wing back position as well. So Wolves are pretty well stocked really in that position, especially if Nouri turns out to be the success that they hope he will be. So I don't really see him having a future at Wolves, unfortunately.
Well, let's go on to Nouri or whoever you want to pronounce it, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun with that in the podcast later on this evening. But so brought in yesterday, like you say, it's this loan with a view to buy that's worked very well for Wolves in the past. Are we seeing this lad as the to-go left wing back before Johnny comes back? Or is Marçal still that person and he's going to be backup and much in the Hoover mould, as in like he's going to be the one who'll be backing up these guys, or what are we expecting, or does it remain to be seen?
I think it remains to be seen, to be honest. I mean, it's hard to predict anything really with Wolves.
They'll all be ahead of Romain Stace.
Yes,
wing back, that's for certain.
I mean, he did a job, didn't he? But
he did fine. He did fine. I'm only jesting. We love him. We love him. But it'd be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. He's been playing a lot in France for Angers.
Yeah.
It's not the best team or the biggest team in France, but he's had a lot of senior football there for his age. He's only 19. He very much fits the bill, doesn't he? He's got a very high ceiling in terms of potential, and he's got some senior football under his belt. I mean, him coming in straight away may be a bit of a long shot, but equally, this is a signing that excites Wolves, and the feeling is that they're making a significant improvement on Vinagre, which is of course the way to go. So be interesting to see how it pans out really.
So just looking I guess generally at Wolves' transfer business during the summer, definitely a change of tack, Joe. They've gone even younger.
Yeah.
They've gone for the future. There's different guess there's different ways of looking at it. I think some people are half empty, some people are half full at this moment in time. Wolves fans wise, you can understand it, can't you? You feel that this development and the money that they've shelled out will probably pay off in the future, but maybe not short term. They've definitely thought very much longer term going forward.
Yeah, some people are kind of saying it's, they're really disappointed with this window. I don't think you can really get that far. I think they've done quite a fair bit of business. They've made sales, but they haven't lost. The key players. I was really sad to see Diogo Jota leave, but he's gone to Liverpool and Matt Doherty going to Tottenham. But they've tied down Raul Jimenez to a new contract. They've done the same with New now. They've done it with Conor Cody. Looks like Adama Traore will be the next one in that line of players as well. So you've kept hold of key assets. You've made signings. You've kind of wheeled and dealed a little bit. They haven't really significantly bolstered the squad. It's like, for every player that's come in, one's kind of gone out almost. But Nuno, he's confident in what he's got, and ultimately, given Nuno's track record, you'd trust his judgment. If he's happy enough to sign a new 3-year contract, and feels that going into deadline day the squad is at that balance, then trust his judgment, and hopefully it pays off and Wolves have another successful season.
Yeah, I guess you can't really judge it at this moment in time, can you? At the end of the season, if they take up Vitinha's option, if they take on Nuri's option, if Fabio Silva scored some goals, then you've got to think, oh my goodness, this could be fantastic. Yeah. This could be absolutely brilliant. But in the same breath, if we get to this stage next year and Fabio Silva hasn't really had a kick yet since and doesn't look the part, and they haven't taken the options up on these two guys, then you've got to think it's been way below what they should have done and their expectations. So it's one that you really can't judge at this moment in time. But the fans want to know. They want to win in the short term. They want to be back up in that 6th, 7th, 8th spot. They're impatient. They don't want to wait. So you can understand both ways, can't you? But Wolves, and I guess Fosun, people are kind of questioning Fosun, saying, are they going to be here long term? Well, if you look at this, you look at the signings that they've made, Joe, this is very much a long term vision. They're here to stay for a long time. And this kind of window just shows that.
Well, yeah, Fabio Silva is not a conventional 35 million club record signing by any stretch of the imagination. He's very much a player for the future. And, the idea is that it'll be under the Jimenez learning tree, as we've discussed before, and potentially be, after that, 3 or 4 years down the line, be Wolves' striker for many more years. And the thinking is similar with Vitinha. It's a very kind of risk-free signing, if you like, loan with option. Same with Nuri. Two players with very high ceilings potential, and both of their clubs, Porto and Angers, sorry to see them go as well. So these are highly rated prospects. Hoover as well from Liverpool, and just looks fairly bright in the few minutes he's had so far. So
I thought he did fine. Yeah.
So, it's the jury's out, I guess. You've got to give him a bit of time. I think I'm kind of in the middle, really. I'm not absolutely blown away by the business that they've done, but I'm not downhearted, really, about it either. I think they've had a fair enough summer. They've spent some money. Yes, they've recouped a lot in sales as well, but I think it's been a solid summer, and hopefully, time will tell that it will reflect on it as a very good summer, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, you can say a lot of things, and we'll discuss this later on about the pandemic and the lack of pre-season and the change of system and the change of tact in games and the change of attitude. So and to implement new players, there's a lot going on, isn't there? So 6 points from 4 games is not the worst start in the world, and they'll be looking to improve in a good set of in a good run of fixtures, I guess. But these guys, even if 1 or 2 of them stick, Joe, I don't think these days in Premier League football, if you sign 4 players, there's a lot of times when they're all 4 duds. But if 2 of them are really good and real good assets for you, that's a good strike rate.
Well, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? And we've seen with Wolves, players that have kind of run their course, they've still got good fees for them. You look at Cavallero, you look at Costa, it's upwards of, with those bonuses, 20 million for both. And, Wolves, say if Silva, doesn't turn out to be the success they hope him to be, because of his age and because of his potential, somebody would still pay a significant chunk of money for him. Maybe you'd make a bit of a loss there, but this is the kind of nature of the beast. You've got to take these calculated risks. And Wolves have done deals. You look at some of the other clubs. Yeah, I know Villa have made signings, Everton and people like that. But you could be in the West Ham bout, or you could be in the Burnley bout, where you've not made any significant additions at all. So, I think Wolves have had a respectable summer, and hopefully we look back on it as one that was really, really successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed, Joe. Thank you very much for the roundup. We'll be doing podcasts later on, so anyone's watching this, there should be a podcast out later on this evening. Looking forward to it. Joe, thank you very much, mate. Good to have you back.
Oui.